My pregnant girlfriend has been lying about her age for our entire relationship. Is there any way for me to trust her again? My girlfriend and I have been together for a little over a year. When we met, I was 30, and she said she was 25. I'm 31 now, and she's been pretending to be 26 for about 4 months. We literally celebrated what she said was her 26th birthday, and she referred to it as her 26th birthday. She's 10 weeks pregnant, but she found out a month ago. She only told me about it not even 3 weeks ago because she was supposedly nervous about my reaction. She was on birth control, whatever the ring is that is inserted. I know she's being truthful about that because I've seen it, and it's even come out of her by accident before. I'm unsure about us having a kid right now. We've been together a year, and we don't even live together. She spends most of her time at my place, but she doesn't actually live here. I guess I also took the risk by not using condoms, but I've been in other relationships where we've just relied on birth control, and it was fine. I do use condoms, it's just that after we'd been together a while, we decided we were comfortable enough to just use the birth control. I'm nervous about the idea of us having a baby, and I told her I wasn't sure a relationship of a year is really the ideal stable thing to be bringing a baby into. She's been saying she knows, but she just doesn't think she can't not have it, and she cries and makes me feel bad. I'm not trying to leave this all on her, and I will take responsibility. That's not really what this is about. She usually talks on the phone on speakerphone. She walks around holding her phone with it on speaker, like they do on all the reality shows, so you can hear everything being said. I find it really annoying. I don't want to listen to her full conversations she has with people. She was talking to her mom and sort of stressing about being pregnant, and her mom said, "I can't believe you're going to have a baby at 23, you're too young," or something along those lines. All I really heard was the 23 part. I was like, wait, what the hell? I sat there silently waiting for her to get off the phone, and then I immediately asked her why her mom said she was 23. She just looked at me surprised, like she didn't know what to say, and I don't even think she registered that her mom had said that while I was right there hearing the whole thing. Your own mom doesn't get your age wrong by 3 whole years. She looked annoyed and also like she was going to cry, and said she was really 23. She said she only lied because she found out my age first and thought I wouldn't take her seriously if she told me she was 22. She was 22 when we met, and that 26th birthday we celebrated was really her 23rd. I just stared at her for the longest time because I didn't even know what to say. She's right, I probably wouldn't have entered into a relationship with a 22-year-old. A hookup maybe, but not a full-blown relationship. I feel like such an idiot. I didn't think I could be this stupid. I've dated many other women who were usually my age, up to just a few years younger than me. I know there's not a huge difference in the number of years between 22 and 25, but 22 just makes me feel weird. Maybe she seemed a little immature for somebody in their mid-20s, but she has her own apartment, an actual job, she graduated college, and she has been lying about the exact year this whole time. Yeah, she seemed a little younger than me, but I figured, oh, I guess this is what it's like to date somebody 5 years younger. She doesn't seem like somebody who just graduated college. She presents herself like she has a little more experience than that and acts a little more mature, or at least I thought she did. She says she wanted to tell me a bunch of times but got scared once more time went on. She keeps apologizing and saying she loves me and doesn't want to lose me. I don't know why, but somehow I feel bad. Like I've taken advantage of her or something? I know I shouldn't feel bad at all. I guess I just can't get over that she's been lying about it for a year, like actively changed information about her life to fit this lie. I still like who she is. By that, I mean that even though I know her real age now, it doesn't change anything else that actually attracts me to her or that I like about her. It feels wrong to be like, oh, just because you're 23, I don't like you anymore. It's the lie, I guess, that bothers me more, even though the age difference also makes me feel like a creep. It makes me wonder what else she told me was a lie. Was she even on birth control when she got pregnant? I know she was on it at one point in our relationship, but was she on it when she actually got pregnant? I wasn't doubting her at all before, but now I don't know. I'm not somebody who would ever jump to somebody baby trapping me. That's not something I ever thought would come out of my mouth. You have sex, you take the risk, and regardless of birth control, I played a part, but it just makes me feel so much more sick than I already felt over the idea of having a baby right now. I may not have a choice but to be involved with her for a very long time to come, and I'm just freaked out by it all. Maybe I've overreacted. I don't think it was malicious on her part, but I just can't believe she kept it up for so long. What, if anything, could ever be done to build trust here again? Is there any way for this to move forward? Final update, quick recap for people who didn't read the original post. I'm 31, and up until a few weeks ago, I thought my girlfriend was 26. We've been together for a little over a year, and she's currently pregnant. I recently discovered she's actually 23 and was 22 when we met. She had been lying about her age the entire time. She had a doctor appointment today, and I went along. She had already invited me before her real age came out, and I started doubting everything else she had told me. She's actually pregnant. According to her doctor, she's 12 weeks and 1 day pregnant, which lines up with what she told me before. Her due date is really December 20th. They didn't do an ultrasound today. Apparently, there's an optional one that can be done around this point to look for abnormalities, but she doesn't have any risk factors, so her insurance doesn't cover it. It turns out she's actually still on her parents' insurance. I was also able to have a much more serious conversation with her about the age lie. I tried to explain that the issue isn't really the number itself at this point. At first, I was very focused on the number because many people will think it's gross, and they won't know or believe that I didn't really know her age for an entire year. Now it's really just that she maintained the lie for over a year. She let me believe she was older when we met, celebrated a fake birthday, and made up all these little micro lies to go along with a fake age, including when she graduated, etc. I want her to realize why I can't believe anything she tells me now. I don't want to doubt her, and I'm not someone who is going to be having sex with somebody and immediately jump to your baby trapping me. I hate when guys do that. I just can't believe anything, no matter how big or small. She tells me her favorite ice cream is chocolate, and I'm convinced that's a lie. She said she understands. She was only thinking about the present when she told me she was 25 and didn't think long term. She didn't know how to get out of the lie, and she realized she'd eventually have to tell me, but she couldn't figure out how. Maybe just being honest and saying all of that without me having to find out the truth from overhearing her conversation with her mom. She says she understands why I have trouble trusting her now and that she's willing to do whatever it takes to prove she isn't lying about anything else. I asked her to just come clean with anything that I don't know. Now's her chance. She told me this isn't the first time she's been pregnant. When she was 19 and in college, she got pregnant after a one-night stand. She took Plan B the next morning, but it didn't work, and she had an abortion shortly afterward. She said one of the reasons she's struggling so much with this pregnancy is that she doesn't want to be someone who has multiple abortions. She told me she's embarrassed that she's had 2 unintentional pregnancies and feels a lot of shame about it. She also insists she didn't get pregnant on purpose and that she doesn't really want to be pregnant now, but she wasn't as shocked to find out she was pregnant as she originally claimed to be. She wasn't using her birth control ring perfectly. She told me there were times when she forgot to replace it on schedule and sometimes wouldn't put a new one in until a day or 2 after she was supposed to. So while she was technically using birth control, she wasn't always using it correctly. She had been telling me she had absolutely no idea she could be pregnant and was panicking because she didn't know whether she was 6 weeks pregnant or 4 months pregnant. The truth is that before she ever took the pregnancy test, she was already worried she might be pregnant because she knew she had messed up her birth control schedule. So if I'm counting correctly, that's at least 2 more lies. Her explanation for both was basically embarrassment. She said she didn't want to admit that she had made mistakes and that the pregnancy might have happened because she messed up. On one hand, I can see how what she's saying could all be true. I genuinely think she lied about her age, and it went on too long and she didn't know how to get out of it. That doesn't make it right, but I don't think there's any deeper reason for why she did it. I feel better knowing she's actually pregnant, yet not better all at the same time. I'm just glad to know she wasn't lying about being pregnant because that would be entering deranged territory. Her real age doesn't even change all of the things I really like about her. I don't think she's some evil mastermind who has been plotting to trap me. I'm doing okay for myself, but there are better men out there to trap. What I see is someone who seems willing to lie when she's scared, embarrassed, or worried about how she'll be perceived. The problem is that those are exactly the situations where honesty matters most. I still care about her. Finding out she's 23 instead of 26 didn't suddenly make me stop caring about her as a person. Now she seems pretty set on having this baby, and I'm not one of those stay together for the kids type of people, but I keep thinking that if all of this stuff about her age hadn't come up, I wouldn't be making moves to leave her. Our relationship had been great and had already been moving toward getting more serious before any of this happened. I guess now I'm trying to figure out whether this is a person who made one bad decision that snowballed out of control, or if dishonesty is simply how she deals with difficult situations. At this point, I'm less interested in whether her lies were understandable and more interested in what I should be looking for going forward. If someone has a pattern of lying when they're embarrassed, scared, or worried about being judged, what signs indicate they're actually working on that behavior rather than just apologizing for it? I realize I might be an idiot for giving this a try and not breaking up with her immediately, but I just don't want to go into it being a completely blind, deaf, and dumb idiot.